The forest was alive with noise. The crunch of my boots against the undergrowth, the sharp crack of branches breaking, and the persistent hum of the hunter's pursuit. I couldn't see it, not clearly, but I could feel its presence. Somewhere behind me, the alien hunter moved with relentless precision. Its pursuit wasn't like a wild predator's. No, this was deliberate, calculated. My heart pounded as I ducked under a fallen tree, the beam from my flashlight trembling with every panicked breath. The air was cold, but I was drenched in sweat, my clothes sticking to me like a second skin. It had all started just hours earlier when I'd stumbled across something in the woods while camping alone, something I shouldn't have seen. A glowing, ovoid craft, half buried in a clearing, with symbols etched into its hull that seemed to shift when I tried to focus on them. I hadn't touched it. I'd barely gotten close before the hunter emerged. Its form was humanoid, but only barely. It was tall and wiry, with armor that shimmered like liquid metal under the moonlight. Its face, or helmet, had a single, pulsating blue light where a human I might be. In its hands, it carried a weapon unlike anything I'd ever seen. Sleek, organic, and glowing faintly green. I didn't wait to see what it would do. Fight or flight? That wasn't even a question. I bolted. Now, hours later, I was still running. The hunter wasn't far behind. Its ability to track me was uncanny. No matter how many times I doubled back or tried to lose it in streams and rocky terrain, it always found me. My mind raced with questions. Why me? What did it want? And why hadn't it simply killed me yet? Ahead, the forest began to thin, opening up into a rocky plateau overlooking a valley. I knew there was no cover out there, but I was too exhausted to care. Maybe if I made it to the edge, I could hide in the shadows or find a way down. As I reached the plateau, I turned, panting, and finally saw it in the moonlight. The hunter emerged from the trees like a phantom, moving with an eerie grace. Its weapon wasn't raised, but its light pulsed rhythmically, almost hypnotically. "Why are you chasing me?" I shouted, my voice trembling. "What do you want?" To my shock, it spoke. Its voice was deep and resonant, carrying a strange, synthetic echo. "Human, you carry the mark." I glanced down at myself, confused. "What mark? I don't have anything." It stepped closer, and I instinctively backed away, feeling the ground sloping behind me. My foot slipped, and I barely caught myself before tumbling over the edge. The hunter raised a hand, not to strike, but to gesture. From its palm, a holographic image flickered to life. It showed me, standing near the alien craft. As I watched, a faint, glowing symbol appeared on my arm in the projection. I yanked up my sleeve, and there it was, a faint, shimmering glyph, almost invisible in the moonlight. I hadn't even noticed it before. What is this?" I stammered, my heart racing. The hunter lowered its weapon and tilted its head, as if assessing me. "You activated the beacon. The artifact chose you." "Chose me for what?" It paused, its light flickering like a heartbeat. "To protect it." I stared at the creature, my mind reeling. Protect what? The craft? The symbol? Myself? As if answering my unspoken question, the hunter pointed toward the horizon. In the distance, a second light was growing brighter, descending rapidly from the sky. Unlike the hunter, this was no sleek, graceful being. It was chaos, a jagged, black mass wreathed in flame, moving like a meteor but clearly under some kind of control. The hunter turned back to me. "The others come to destroy. You must flee. Or fight." "Fight?" I nearly laughed, incredulous. "With what? I don't even know what's happening." It stepped closer and placed something in my hand. It was small, about the size of a pebble, and it pulsed with the same faint light as the glyph on my arm. As soon as I touched it, a surge of energy raced through me, like fire and ice colliding in my veins. The hunter spoke one last time before turning to face the oncoming threat. "Survive, human. The artifact is the key. Protect it at all costs." Before I could protest or ask more, it charged toward the descending enemy, its weapon blazing with an emerald glow. The night erupted into chaos. Explosions, flashes of light, and the unearthly screeches of whatever horrors had arrived. I didn't wait to see the outcome. Clutching the artifact tightly, I turned and ran, my mind racing with fear and questions. What had I stumbled into? Why me? And, most terrifying of all, what was the artifact really for? All I knew was that my life would never be the same.